Kanina kulugeni sawa ya kwani mashakil bijere salambi wasulu kanina kulu ibu badu ya jama mashakil bijere salambi wasulu salam alaikum alaikum salam salam alaikum alaikum salam Mafifoko salam dema binadi beja kwani na 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 kan bele mafifoko salam dema binadi bele dia kwani na 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 kan shoko gato mafifoko salam dema binadi shoko ya kwani na 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 salam alaikum alaikum salam salam alaikum
Jacqueline, hi.
alaikum salam. This is all we need in our families, in our country. Salam, salam ya oni na dairo.
You look so good. How you doing, Jacqueline?
Geni sawa, okot ma oko, geni sawa, uye. Jeran ma jeran, geni sawa, sabi ma sabi, geni sawa, uye. Gebila ma gebila, geni sawa, bele ma bele, geni sawa, uye. Salam, salam alaikum, alaikum salam, salam, salam alaikum, alaikum salam, salam, salam alaikum. Alaikum salam, salam, salam alaikum, alaikum salam.
Please go ahead, share it with friends.
If you wear glasses,
we are going to start soon, but I want you to share it, please. We will start soon. Thank you, Brother Samuel. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. We will start after this song, or maybe one more. Yaltanas Panengambi Korkina Desa. Waiting for a few more to tune in. La gente no toma mal. La gente no toma mal. Oh, tiene la cámara. How you doing, Reverend Malish? Good to see you. Oh, tiene la madala. Waiting for a few more to tune in, then we'll start. Please go ahead, share it with friends and family. Listen to waiting for a few more to tune in. Waiting for a few more to tune in. Help us by sharing it, please. We will start soon. Lazimi adibu. Waiting for a few more. Please go ahead. Share it in the groups. Share it with friends and family. We will start soon. Bitala hajatani. Bitala hajatani. Bitala hajatani. Kusara deleiti mama. Kusara deleita papa. Kusara deleiti mama. Kusara deleita papa. Chenyega madalo. Jena lazimi adibu. All right. We have one more song. Waiting for a few more to tune in. Let me play this song, and then we'll start after this. After this song, we'll start. Go ahead and share it with friends. Kapata Yesu, Adeleya Wara Kalina Mashi Yegidam.
Dunia kabarata Yesu aturika wara kalina mashile gidam Dunia kabarata Yesu aturika wara kalina mashile gidam Oh, kabarata Yesu aturika wara kalina mashile gidam Dunia, habari ya Yesu, usirudi nyuma, acha twende mbele. Nimesema ambia dunia, habari ya Yesu, usirudi nyuma, acha twende mbele. Kabarata Yesu, aturika wara kalina mashile gidam. Oh, kabarata Yesu, aturika wara kalina mashile gidam. Matari jawara, keleni na roa gidam. Odika baraka Yesu, dunia kowe. Sabi, Kabarata Yesu, aturika wara kalina mashile gidam. Kabarata Yesu, aturika wara kalina mashile gidam. Dunia kabarata Yesu aturika wara kalina mashile gidam. Oh, kabarata Yesu aturika wara kalina mashile gidam. Please go ahead, share it, share it. We'll start off with this song. All right. Let's go ahead, start our show. Let me do this. Please help us by sharing it. Please share it, share it, share it. Let me thank people that are here. We do have Jacqueline. Thank you for coming in on time. Good to see you, Samuel Yoyo, Samuel Cericio. How you doing? It has been a while, Samuel. Are you still in Nebraska? Good to see you. Or you left Nebraska? Probably you're in Texas. Reverend Malesh Maburi, all the way from Lincoln, Nebraska. But an awesome to see you, bro. How's everybody doing, guys? I hope you guys are doing great. Please help us by sharing it. Please share it, share it. We're waiting for a few more people to tune in. But it's awesome to see all of you guys in a different topic. We have a different topic tonight. Help us by sharing it. I will really appreciate if you can share it with friends and family. That would be great. Let me apologize. We're supposed to start at 8:30, but I started today at 8:45. due to some errands. That's why I did not make it on time. But don't worry, we can make it up. The 15-minute difference, we can do so. Fatima, thank you for sharing it. That's an awesome from you. Thank you for sharing it. Reverend Malish said, hello, Brother Gailam in the house. Yo, yeah. Good to see you, Reverend Brother Malish. Pastor Samuel, good to see you, brother, all the way from Lincoln, Nebraska. It's an awesome to see you. Also, we have Fatima in the house. She shared it already. Thank you, Fatima, for sharing it. Please continue sharing it. We have Abby Atongo. What's up, Abby? Good to see you. I can see you down below here. People are still coming, but if you can help us, please, by sharing it, I would really appreciate if you can share it in any group that you know. Anybody that you know, go ahead, share it in groups with friends, and start inviting friends as well. We have a very interesting topic for today, but I would love to see thumb up if you guys continue sending us thumb up so that our video will be strong. Continue sending thumb up and also likes. If you continue sending heart and likes, I will really appreciate by doing that. Yes, yes, now in business. Thank you. Continue doing that. This is what I'm talking about. I really appreciate the energy and all the love. Thank you, Fatima. You're killing it. You're nailing it down. Thank you. Send likes, heart, invites, and also share it in any groups that you are aware or any group that you know. Let them know that Family Common Sense, we are already online. We are in the air. And also, don't forget to subscribe us on YouTube as well. We are live also on YouTube. If you get a chance, you can double check and click there. That will be awesome. We'll really appreciate your participations. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start our topic. The topic for tonight is kind of very interesting a little bit. I thought about it last week, but due to the schedules that we do our topics, I said, you know what, I'm gonna talk about it on Thursday rather than talking about it on Tuesday show. Today is the 6th, June 6th, 2021, and this topic it's regards to when couples get married. When couple get married, usually or for the most of the time, if they live together for 1 year or two, and there's no baby or there's no child, people most often uh, accuse or claim or blame women's. They always look at it, it's a woman's fault. Nobody blame men at all. So everything, if anything went wrong, people always accuse that it is a woman's fault. That's why we don't have a child. But not everything we do, we have to blame women or female. Sometimes it's required for both of us to check ourselves and to make sure that both of us can produce children. In most marriages, usually break up or usually they have problem, and both sides they always look carefully, especially for the first 12 months. They want to see that you guys have at least a child, or at least they want to see that woman is pregnant by any means. And whenever they always usually wait for 1 year or two. After 12 months, they will start asking questions. What went wrong? Are they okay? Why we don't see anything? Why nothing's happening? Why there's no any news going on? Why there's no any child or pregnancy going on? And this is the mentality that we're supposed to think about. And usually they blame the woman. It's a woman's fault. That's why there's no child coming. المرأة عاقرة ما بتولد. أنا ما بنشوف تجاهين كله إنه الخطأ ممكن يجي في both side. ممكن الراجل له مشكلة لكن لا. طبعا man is Mr. Right. He will never have any issue. He will never have any health issue. Rather, women are the one that always have problem. And then the men will do what? Will start to go around to check whether he's okay or the problem was his wife. وفيما إنه by itself you're committing adultery. You're committing adultery at the spot because you think that you're doing the right thing, but rather you're not doing the right thing. People assume that, or they think that it's a woman's fault. So a man will go and look for another wife or for another woman to sleep with, to test whether that's his problem or the mushkila بتاع المرأة بتاعه. So instead of going there and cheating or to look for another woman or to go and cheat with another woman, why don't you, both of you guys, go to a medical profession, a professional doctor, right? To go and check, nothing wrong. Check both of you guys. If a woman is a problem, then she can get a treatment, and then you guys can try again to see if you guys can produce or if you guys can have a child. But rather, you guys, the man will go ahead and either marry another wife or will go and cheat for another woman to test himself. Then why do you go far instead of sitting and try to go to the doctor and to see whether the problem is you? Maybe you are the problem. I'm talking about you as men. That woman, maybe she's innocent. That woman, maybe she's innocent. She's physically all right. She have no problem. But yet, now we are saying the wife is the problem. And this is our wrong thinking. Those things need to be addressed, need to be changed. Not every problem اللي بيحصل في ناحية بتاع ولادة we're gonna accuse women that they are the problem why we don't have a child. وفيما إنه الراجل برضه عنده أهمية عنده دور كبير إنه he have to go for medical checkup. Then before and that's the thing, that's a big mistake that we usually do. Before getting married, I think it will be wise for both of you to go and check yourself to make sure that both of you guys can produce children with no problem. It's always good to both of you guys to go and check, make sure that you're okay, and your spouse or your wife she's okay. Then from there, when you guys go and get married, things will run smoothly. If it didn't happen the first year, God will bless you in the second year. But most likely, when 6 months pass by, nothing going on, they will come. Your brothers or your father or your mom will come and ask you, son, what's going on? Why we have not seen anything? And sons will try to defend himself that it is not me, it is the wife that have the problem. Ofima, who's out to have not even checked himself. He have not checked himself that whether he's okay. And family down low, what they will do, they will find you a wife, or they will ask you down below that go and check, go and look for another woman, and see whether you guys can produce a child or no. This is wrong, 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 wrong thinking, and that's a wrong mentality. We're not supposed to rush because of the child. We're supposed to look for solution, not making the problem worse. By this action, when what you're doing, you're making things worse instead of fixing it. You are making it worse now. How do you feel? Women, they don't rush when it comes to uh, stuff like that. They believe in God. They wait patiently and see whether God will bless them or not. But men, if they waited 1 year and there's no child, what they will do next is to go and try another woman. They will go and try for, they will go and cheat. And if they succeeded outside marriage, then they will come and say, you know what, I've tried outside and now I have a child outside marriage. So sometimes those kind of things, when it happen, let's not blame one side. Let's not blame the woman. How do you feel when if a woman or your wife go and cheat on you and look for another man and she become pregnant? Automatically, they're gonna label her that she is prostitute. But for men, man is holy. They will not look at it. They will not consider it. This is by itself, but the discrimination. How do you discriminate? How do you feel when you the one go and cheat and it's okay for you to go and cheat outside marriage to try yourself whether you can have child or no? And when your woman try or when your wife tried, they will give her or they will label her a big name that she's a prostitute. This kind of problem happen in our society and it's getting even worse. Let's wake up. And that's why it's very important for both of us to check ourselves to make sure that we are healthy enough. Both of us are capable to produce children. Then in the future, when you get married, you will not worry. At least you have something to show. That Jama, it just uh, it's not God time yet. God has not blessed us yet. But we both of us we checked ourselves, and yes, we can. We okay. We are fit to have children. But we don't check when we don't check ourselves, and then later on, Senatain Mafijana, automatically is a woman's fault. Subhanallah. Automatically is a woman's fault. Something need to be done. We have to wake up from those kind of thinking. Let's not uh, focusing only on women in the akhtar بتاعنا ساوين عشان كده ما في جنة. You know, ده مرة يا سبب اللي خلاني ما يكون ما في جنة. You know, this is wrong, my brother and sister. This is wrong and it's very wrong. But at the same time, we can educate our people. We can educate our people that it is important for both of us to take extra steps. Let's think about it. Now we are building we are a house. It's not a joke. So before or you don't want to be tempted by devil. So what you do is try to test yourself. Try to make sure that both of you guys can fit to have children. For you to cheat or for your wife to cheat, it is not a solution. Rather, you're making things worse. So I'd rather go with my wife the first 4 months if nothing happened. the first 6 months, if nothing happened, then it's better for us to seek for help, to go and look for help. Brother Dwang, how are you? Good to see you, brother. Uh, let's go and look for help. Let's go and check. Whose fault is that? Nothing wrong. We are not, we're human, you know. Maybe we can do shut up. They will give you pills to make your hormones active, and then you will be fine, right? Then you guys can try again. Things will work better. But if you don't try, then this is the problem. If you don't go and seek for help, then that's a problem. عشان كده our children need to wake up. Anna Modi is watching. Thank you, Anna. Good to see you. Our children, they are educated, and please, before your child get married, especially when they almost close for them to get married, it will be wise for them to go and check themselves. Let them check themselves to make sure that they can produce children. Ana Bukra, both sides, every side, it is your daughter's fault, and now it's your son's fault, you know. So you don't want to have doubts in your relationship. You don't want to do that. And the good thing is there's a lot of ways. Uh, there's a lot of ways that you guys can have children instead of thinking to cheat, because you're making things worse instead of fixing it. So before couples will get married, it's better for both of us to go and check ourselves. Nothing wrong when both of you guys go and check yourself. Guys, you guys are building a house. You guys want to have family, a healthy family. You guys are building a house. So the problem with us is we think afterwards. We don't think before all this thing happen. We think, and we always think after what? Bad makhalas. We all surrender, and after khalas, all the doors are blocked. No more solution, no more way out. Mafi tariqa tani. Then that's when people always say that, you know what? Now I can go and check myself. And mostly, or most of the time, that the man will refuse. The man will tell his wife, go and check yourself. It is your fault, not my fault. I'm okay. I have no problem. You go and check yourself and give me the result. It doesn't make sense, sir. It doesn't make sense at all, guys. And you are accusing your wife that she is not okay, and you are okay, with no evidence. You did not even go to doctor to bring a document, or to bring a letter from a doctor to show that you are okay. And yet you're claiming yourself that yes, you can produce children with no problem. The problem is a woman, or is a female. Do you think it's fair? This is not fair at all. The good news is when we humble ourselves and try to sit down and try to build a healthy family, we must humble ourselves and compromise. Let's work together. Let's both of us go and check ourselves. So I rather, like I mentioned earlier, do it before your marriage. Do it before even you propose and try to marry the lady or the woman. Then you will have peace of mind. You will know you are entering into a healthy relationship, and you will going to have healthy children in the future. You will not have doubt that this woman will not produce children. And the woman will not have doubt that my husband is healthy and is capable of having children. We can avoid a lot of problems by thinking smart, by thinking right. And there's so many options for us to put it in the table. Let's put our option on the table. And of course, if a woman is educated and the man is educated, they will take it easy and they will try to find solutions. They will sit down and they will think about it and they will fix it peacefully. But لما يكون education بتاعك limited, or you think that you are Mr. Right, health-wise you have no problem, you're strong enough, you can produce children, in the end, guess what? You are the problem, not your spouse. So the dignity that we have, الكبرياء اللي عندك, will not take you anywhere. لكن أنا إحنا بنا شنو؟ بنحاول إنه نبني أسر جميل. الأسرة اللي ما بيكون فوق مشكلة. إحنا بنحاول إنه بنبني بيت. ما بنبني بيت لازم يكون في حقائق، لازم يكون في روح بتاع تنازلات، لازم يكون في إنه إحنا لازم نتفق مع بعض ونحاول نفكر كيف نقدر نعمل مستقبلنا بإنه نكشف النفوس أول. الكلام أنا قلته بالإنجليزي بحاول أقوله بالعربي أو to summarize it in Arabic. You know, قبل الزواج أنا بفضل إنه لازم يكون في شنو؟ في كشف. معانا أخونا جيجي لام. Hello, Uncle Gigi. Good to see you. It has been a while.
Thank you, brother sons.
How are you?
I'm good. You are doing good.
Thank you. Welcome to today's show. We have a different topic about. I hope you have read the topic, and this is the issue that we are facing in our community.
Yes.
When couples get married, they usually accuse the woman that it is the woman's fault. That's why there's no child, and men always assume, or they always think that they're perfect. Always blame woman. She is the one that have a problem. And when you tell them to let's go to check up, let's go and check ourselves, they will refuse. The men would refuse, most likely. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm very delighted.
Mm.
I'm very delighted for the topic.
Mm.
And it's actually the topic is very, very interesting.
Mm.
And yeah, it does a lot in things that really troubling us.
Mm.
Yeah, if you can just because I just get a part of that, like the blame game. That's what you're trying to clarify it, and then we can discuss where the blame game come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
If you can repeat.
Yeah, most likely when couples get married, and when they waited 6 months and there's no child, they wait 9 months, nothing happened. After 1 year, most likely they will blame the woman that it is woman's fault. It's not a man's fault. Okay? And some men, they refuse to go even for checkup, to go and see whose fault or how can they fix it. Maybe it's a small thing. Maybe it's something that they can fixable. They just go to a doctor and they get pills or they get medication, and then they will try again. God will help them and bless them. But especially men, they will refuse to go for checkup. You know, they will say that it is woman's fault. No, I'm okay. You know, I don't have any problem, but it's the women that have a problem, you know, and even this is the problem, you know. And then sometimes men will go outside of marriage to try whether they can produce or whether they can have children or no. And now instead of fixing the problem, they're making the problem even worse, you know. Sometimes can cause even divorce and all this. And that itself, it considered it's adultery, you know. What is your intake into this?
Uh, Guys, brothers and good topic, and
Mm,
it always healthy when we trying to find things that can give us access to brainstorm. And the topic is very good. At the
mm,
same time, it's very sophisticated
mm.
because the fall will be on one side,
Yes.
and therefore I don't know it difficult. But
Mm,
the thing what I could just assume in my own point of view,
mm.
the two individuals they decide to unite two spirits together with a vision,
Mm.
or if they don't have vision and goal that make them to be in that platform, there may be question mark. But if they know the aim that bring together,
Mm.
they decide that they will be there to counter any challenge, anything that can oppose their unification,
Mm.
and therefore require understandings. But when it comes to such a point as you just illustrated,
Yes.
uh, to blame one individual at that particular point,
Mm.
from my own point of view, is unthinkable way to suggest whether a woman or a man falls, and that's why that's that's I think in my own self way of thinking, I find it is difficult to assume because that is a test for a new union.
Mm.
After 6 months, if there's nothing that come up and one can turn around, oh, that is your fault. For my own opinion,
Mm.
it's a test how those individuals are being recommended to their nature creation. Because there's no evidence to me to blame the other one
Mm.
unless they have agree for element like what you mentioned, that let us go and check for the tool that would help them to identify where the fall come from.
Mm-hmm.
But if it happens, one of the individual among them
Mm.
do not endorse the process, and then it become more harder. And that make it even more complicated because there is no evidence for me to say, oh, my partner is the one who have a fall of that. And while I'm not able
Mm.
to agree to where we can now have an idea what the cause of the thing.
Mm.
And therefore, I think it would be lack of the commitment or the lack of a vision, or because when these two people they meet together, they decide to have that union of spirit together. Anything that confront them, they have to do in one heart and one commitment. Therefore, anything that they have to try, they can. Any one of them can suggest what way alternative. I think they would be able to agree and check it because they need a way forward. But when it become one of them become disagree and blame the one disagreed is still the same to blame the other one who trying to look the way forward. That's what I said. Is a little bit complicated, brother sir. And I think it's a lack. It is a lack of purpose. Maybe those individuals they just caught maybe by errors to be there together. But if it means they mean that unification, I think any one of them have idea they have to go together and check it. And before they have any clarification of where the fault come from, I think they should go for that test together, and neither of them suggesting. But because of those so many faulty, I would not have an answer. But I think it would be a lack of trust.
Okay, so Uncle Gigi, okay, so all this problem can be avoided if they agree to check themselves before even before they get married, to make sure that both of them are healthy to produce children in the near future, right? So by them checking themselves, they can go together and make sure that, you know what, we are fit to have children or to produce kids. Then all this problem could be avoided before the marriage. Like in most likely, especially Junubin, we don't even think about that until maybe a year or 2 years later. And instead of looking for a doctor to help us, now we start accusing. Is this woman guy? Is this woman fault? Now it's a guy fault. You know, so those will not take us anywhere. We can avoid all this by checking ourselves before even getting married. But why we don't do that?
Brothers and guys, I really appreciate and you're trying to actually to reach to the level that thing that people even not think about. We will be now in process to predict how we can create a certain system in place. As you already acknowledge that we don't have those systems. Because we believe in naturalism.
Yes.
That's what I maybe assume. Because imagination that connect to naturalism, we all assume everything is all right. And therefore, those kind of news, they always caught us in a shock and expecting. But you are now speaking in a advanced level. Even your topic is advanced level. Yes. Because we assume that everyone is all right. Whenever you don't go and approach whoever you need to connect with, that there is expectation and that and so and that and that. I think we don't have that. And this is the situation that we don't reach to the level that before I subject that my partner to approach, before I'm married or I need to reckon he or she, we need to have that practice in place because it's not a part of our traditional. That's the problem.
Right.
What do we need to do in this advanced level that you are discussing,
Mm.
maybe we need to educate the entire society, and then those mechanisms can be put in place before even you subject yourself to wherever you need to approach.
Mm.
That what I see, there is a huge chance to be researched and done.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, because whenever I approach to get a partner, I will assume everything is all right. And
But okay, let me ask:
yes,
do you think if that's a reasonable doubt or excuse for you to go and look for another woman, especially if you uh, stay with woman for 1 year and nothing happened? Are you going to wait, or are you going to look for another wife?
the circumstance is this.
Hmm.
What about if you decide to go to another woman because of that happened within the duration of 1 year?
Yes,
How will you know the same thing will happen to the other one that you're going to search for?
that's a good question. But because of our men, especially men mentality, they always assume that they are perfect. You know, they
Yeah, I
never
think
have any problem. Always the women is the problem.
uh,
Women are the one that always
uh,
have that
as
kind
an
of problem.
individual, I would put to myself as
Mm,
individual,
mm,
I would rather tolerate the situation.
mm,
And you know what?
mm,
When you choose, there is when you choose to do something,
mm.
uh, it is a commitment,
Absolutely. Mm,
and that commitment you don't abandon because there is obstacle that in the middle because
mhm,
you need to, and that's what you see sometimes when you enter to that kind of game.
mm,
It's really for life.
mm.
And therefore, if there is an obstacle in the middle, that doesn't it won't be broken to abandon your fellow human being because there is something that you haven't identified. Unless
Yes.
the option is you will be still together. For me, I will be still together as long as we still have a vision that make us met together. If we need to produce the fruit and then we can seek others tool or remedy as individual opinion,
Mm,
I would not abandon my own fellow human being that I submit myself to them,
mm,
and also I assume they have a commitment while why they agree to me because also they have submitted to me,
mm, mm,
and therefore for that wicked point it won't be allow me to abandon them because there is something that we don't understand, and I would be stood on the platform
mm,
for us to search the way forward or look for identification what obstacle is there,
mm.
and then from there we can also look for another option because in all time when that happened back home
Mm,
traditionally
mm,
we don't divorce for that, and we don't go for look another woman.
mm,
Both
mm,
parties have to agree if we need to hurt our family. Okay,
mm.
we will still wear the champion of the day, and then we will be agree. Okay, so let us look for somebody. Let us extend. Let us hurt. That would be solution. Then if that thing function,
Mm.
and then we are the traditional owners, we will
Mm.
be still there playing the game.
That's
That's
true.
how it
Mm.
normally functioned in the old traditional time before the modernization.
Do you think
Therefore,
it's right for in-laws to
let me just try to sorry.
Hmm.
Let me
Go
just
ahead.
try to make it in all time.
Okay.
If you married as a man and you find your partner is the nothing that you guys produce,
Hmm.
and you really mean it, you still carrying on with that love. And then when you need to, because family is about extension.
Hmm.
When you try all the best and you know that you mean it,
Yes.
and then you can agree, let us look whatever part of the way, let us have extension.
Hmm.
And then from there you can agree and you can look another team members. That's how I can put it. That's what it normally happen in all time.
Do you think is it a good idea for, because most of the time in-laws they intervene,
Yes.
and do you think is it a good time for them to intervene, especially when they waited 1 year and nothing happened?
I think the duration of 1 year is too little. When I reflect in the old time,
Hmm.
it could be a little bit more than that.
Hmm.
And there is some way that they can intervene. When the two parties that have the choice to have that institution,
Hmm.
when they don't understand or they have different view how they find themselves in certain circumstance,
Hmm.
and then the third party, which is a parent or cousin and all that, they come in when there is argument.
Hmm.
But if they're still quiet and because they have vision together,
Hmm.
their job, those third party would be also encourage them get on with the task and bear also with the challenge, because
Hmm.
in life it is a process to reach to be succeed or successful
Right.
in old time model, but I don't know in today model.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And so you think 1 year is not enough? They have to wait for more than a year to see whether they will.
Yeah, because 1 year is not it's not a degree to the point that just reflect on the experience that I already witnessed in the old traditional.
Hmm.
Yeah, people can also have a couple of years, and if it's not, the solution is they can find another solution as long as they have a good communication and they understand their vision why they're there together.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
because when you choose a person,
Hmm.
you choose it for life.
Exactly.
Unless you met there in terms of passion.
Hmm.
Passion is maybe you went there because it's something that people are doing. Therefore, I have to find somebody because it's something traditional always people do
Hmm.
without understand the meaning of what it means to have that foundation. But when they really mean, when I decide to have my own foundation
Hmm.
to plant the seed that would be remained and keep the God plant green, and you know the aim of that, it
Hmm.
won't be easy for I to decide.
Hmm.
I've been consistently try for 1 year. No, if we reach 1 year, that is the aim. It would be suggest maybe those people they have a limit. Maybe they may have a contract which been signed by them,
Hmm.
but that's not what I try to say. in terms of say, okay, if I reach 1 year, if this thing not happen, and then I have to walk away or I have to see another alternative. It could be a limitation of contract, but I don't think that is how it works. I
Okay.
don't know, brother son.
Yeah, because this is really sensitive, and I've seen a lot. When people wait for 1 year and nothing happened, uh, maybe the pressure will be high. People will start talking. Both sides. They will try to guess whose fault is that, whose fault is that, and then even the relationship will not continue to be strong. In fact, there's going to be a gap because there's no child involved in the middle, and people will not stop talking. They will keep talking rather than you know waiting patiently to see what's going to happen. And if a man is not strong enough, they will convince him to go and look for another woman to try whether he can produce or no. And this is the most problem. This is the problem here. You know, why your mom or your dad will convince you to go and look for another woman to see whether you can produce a child or not. You know, and some
I
men
know.
sometimes they accept that. They can say, all right, dad, all right, mom, I'll do that, and they will do it secretly because they don't want to hurt your official wife. You know, so those things it happen in the communities. And that's
Yeah,
why we need to address this. Go ahead.
yeah. I think, brother, is a very actually very good one
Mm,
because sometimes we forgot uh, all the society that connect together. They always have Samaritans.
mm,
Those Samaritans, that is their work.
mm.
In contrast of sexual contact,
Yes.
and the most importantly is about the the concept and the vision what connect those two spirits. When they find those two spirits, they have one vision,
Mm,
but they got that obstacle between them.
mm,
Now,
mm,
those Samaritans they will come to be mediator, and then they now have to make justification
mhm,
on
mm,
how these problem solve can be justified or how the solution can be found. And that is where it will come, they can give them suggestion
mm,
for the way forward if they have a very solid goal.
mm,
But when it finds those who do not have, they met there because it's something that they find them, they follow because it's something that has been practiced in the society.
right.
That also will be have a different another debate. But those who mean it now in my time, I need to have my foundation. I need to plan my faith, help the God plan. Therefore, you don't have plan B. You
Mhm,
have plan A.
mm,
I need
mm,
to build my house and I need to leave my extension behind. But when it become obstacle, what give you those extension to
mm,
accelerate behind, this is where
mm.
the
Brother
situation now
Moses.
come in.
Mm, mm,
What I look is a very, and then this is where the
mm,
advocates or the Samaritans within the circle would kick in.
mm, mm,
And then they advise them for all alternative. If it happens is a man, there will be a smart entity there
yes.
who will give all the option and suggestion. that how they can keep that spirit without being tear apart. Whether it's a girl side can also be helped with a technical,
Okay.
because in whole time traditional there is so many people who are very expertise when it comes to the family matter than the Western way of doing things. They can tell, okay, if that's the case, they can even suggest the letter you can behind there, but institution wise, everything that is going to come over, it will be still show them their identity because they are the founder. And then whatever advice would be silent behind there. But in the world of today, I don't know. And these are part of those Samaritans, when they suggest all those ideas, is a part of keeping that spirit not to turn apart.
Okay.
And that what helped those Samaritans is about the spirit they find from the two individuals. This is how it works.
Thank you so much. Let's welcome my brother. How you doing? Moses.
Mahbub, أنا قاعد أسلم عليك يا أخي باسم ربنا يسوع المسيح. I greet all the viewers, and I just joined late when it's about 30 minutes when you started.
Yes.
The topic is so rich and is so great, and it is a blessing to be part of your program. I would like to throw in my 2 coins later if you allowed me to share something. And thank you so much. I know common sense is not common in our families.
Welcome.
Thank you, Rabbana Barakat. Thank you.
Shukran, brother.
You are.
So, what do you have for us? What can you tell us about this?
Life is all about stories and testimonies. Some testimonies are not about us directly, but when you hear an inspiring testimony of couples going through what you have just put in the topic, it's good to share it with others. Because whatever we go through, there is a lesson that is for us and for other people. I would like to share one of the story of somebody that is related to me. I will not mention the names, but it is a true story. And also add a point on what it means to have a child and what it means not to have a child. And the idea of a relation between a man and a woman, husband and wife. I am blessed. I have 2 boys and I'm married. I'm with my wife. But there are other family members that don't have kids, but they are happy.
True.
So that's the message I want to share with other couples that are going through the in-laws pressure, the friend pressure. If you don't have a child and you've been in a relationship for a long time, there would be a lot of temptations. And if you surrender, that relationship will fall apart.
Exactly.
If you hold on, you never know what is God has prepared for you in the beginning. Well, I have a cousin of mine. He's blessed. He married 8 years ago. They went to the church. The wedding was blessed in the church. And he's a graduate. He's a professional lawyer. Is a responsible man by all measures, intellectuals, and he married in the church. And His wife also is a great woman, intellectual. She's at university level. The two families are all great families. But for 8 years, they did not have a child.
Wow.
But imagine, they are living very happy life.
Wow.
They are living very happy life right now as I'm talking with you for 8 years. And they are young couples in my age, 30 plus or 40. You see, so to me, and I talk with them, and I have stayed with them for some time. When I was in South Sudan for 3 years, and I've seen that the secret is that they are all connected with Jesus Christ. They have relationship with God, personal relationship, not this relationship that we show in churches, just showing that. Anna Moses Beisim, last time we talked about the great topic about the names thing.
Yeah.
So my cousin, he's so happy. He's so happy with his wife, though there is pressure. There is pressure from both parents, from both sides. Bijibulo Kayarat, you go and find another wife. Lano culture denga onwero sholok nilotics.
Yes.
Bijibulek Kayarat hulul inta shublek maratani, shublek bitani. You see? Almara yama biodo alternative fi mujtama ta denga onwer. Mara ma indo alternative emshi shub rajal. But Rujal Diamond, Rujal Diamond bugululo ya inta shub aris bitani. But my cousin, he has refused those options, and I told him I'm amazed and how strong you are, and you're standing in your decision. So what I want to say here is, happiness in families is not about kids only. Yes, kids are a great blessing from God to us, because the marriage itself is not the idea of culture of Tadenga or Nuer or South Sudanese or any culture in the world. The marriage is the idea of God, and that's why if you read Proverbs 24 verse 3. I'm sorry to take you to Bible, but it's good to have reference.
Yes.
Good to have reference for others who want to read. If you read the book of Proverbs chapter 24 verse 3, it says that by wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is sustained. So it has nothing to do with, by children or by babies or by kids. That's what I believe. And I think that's what my cousin believes. Both of us, we did not believe in God. Who Wana, Mashiach given Narabana fi Masr recently, 2002 and something. Zamandekulu, we were just Moses Christian in names. He has also his names. But when I see his life, he has established his life on faith. He has faith. He believes that this is not the end of the world. One day God will bless his wife and will bless him, and they will have a child. So if somebody is in a relationship and don't have that concrete ground to stand on, like the word of God, definitely they will fall. If there's any temptation that is coming in from outside, Maradayam shi, Rajadayam shi, Kuluzola shil haltu, shil sheltu, alaka yakrib. But the Bible also says in Psalm 127, verse 1, بيقول إن لم يبني رب البيت فباطل شنو يتعب البناؤون. If unless God build the house, if God did not build the house, even with kids at Farago.
Exactly.
And we have seen في كم ناس Farago عندهم يال 5 4 3 Farago. They have divorce, and in the West, the rate of divorce is about 50%. So, and it has also nothing to do with Shaban or Faqir. Even in the West, the rate of divorce is so high when people don't pray for food or water. Like in Australia, where I am, and in US, in Canada, in other places, in diaspora. There are families, they have a lot of things, they have money, they have jobs, but they have kids, they are not happy. You see, they still get divorced. So the idea of being satisfied with what you have, settle with what you have is what makes us to be blessed. And blessing is not only confined in children. Nilotics or Denka. I'm not saying all, but this is what we are living. Even in other tribes, but I don't want to go there. I can mention you and myself. That this mentality that a child is everything is the one destroying, creating problems in our relations. And you can have kids, you can still not be happy with your wife or your husband if there is no that faith in you, the reason why you decided to have that relationship in the first place. And I remember it goes back to, for me personally, it goes back to where you start your relationship. You may start somewhere that Mama shared Kanisa Yamulek blessing, but you can still have faith and respect your partner, our Marabtak, Lomainda Jana, I got more, Rabana Ibaraka one day. Just stay. I also have another relatives back home in Wow. Guide Mama Rabto after 15 years, at the end, God bless them with 2 kids.
After 15 years.
You see, and those kids now, Ana Mashid fi last time, because Kubar, mashallah. So we really need to understand that you need to ask yourself, Sawal, but a good Samaritan. Yeah, and figures of Kitab Muqaddas, Gospels, and Fizol kan Mujrimin the Gulf Sharia, Ukhlo, bigger, they remote, for figures ja Masado, Fi Nastanin Jo Masado, Fi Wahid, Good Samaritan ja, Jesado. Al Khala, that Good Samaritan story is a very rich story. What I really like there is that relationships, Zaida, we need to help each other. Mara or Rajal. We need to support each other by asking yourself a question like Good Samaritan man. That's al nafsak. Ana lo sibta zolda hayabto aikun kef after this. Yeah, Good Samaritan asked himself, if I leave this man that has been beaten by thieves and robbers, if I leave him, like those who have came first and left him, he may die, or something bad may happen more than that. And into arrest the Zol got a mouth, Ashara Sena, who by the kid at a save, I had to, I couldn't cave. See? Yeah. And something that is not in your control. Janadama that control things. I know some don't believe in God, but I believe you believe in God, and those who are listening here believe in God. You don't give yourself a child. You don't get a child because you are smart or handsome or rich. No, it is a blessing. Uda masuli azato. Ya nata rabana lo ada jana winter magi that the jibu folk kun zol musul to live a life that can give glory to God. Then you have failed even.
Exactly.
See?
Exactly.
You have failed. So this is what I want to say. Let's look into this issue in terms of faith. That's what I consider when I look into marriage. Zol mind jana ugaid fi alaka maharajil or mamara. I know it is painful to have seen it in other families. It's not all looking good like my cousin family, but for others, bijibulek mashakil marada makwes yajro marada ziyada o kuna enda juro fi galba ويجروا شنو راجل ده. So, and it's sometimes good for those who are listening here. Please, when you find somebody, guide Mama Rapto, mind Jana. Like I have a friend, my close friend of mine. Yeah, and right now I can tell you, Mashi, 18 years, guide Mama Rapto, mind Jana. They are very happy. Bemshu Kanisa saw, Basolo saw, they are happy.
18 years. Huh?
18 years. And they are here. So men Masser of Australia, they are very happy. You see? And he's my close friend. You see? And Mabital Gum, they never quarrel. You see? Even before Gabal Maharis, and Abukun guide fi Wilaya Tani, fi Canberra, Beji Melbourne Zara, Bemshi Anum fi Bet Butom. You see? Gamule, welcome, and Abushubo Mama Shin Kwesin, they are so happy family. You see, 18 years. Mindum Jana. Home guiding sawa. You see? So in Denka, Bordo Finas question, and they are Dinka. So, but it all goes back to enter in the first place. What was the reason? What was in your mind? Why did you decide to have a relationship? Lokan fi muka jana, umadigi jana atasip atatla min alaka da. Lokan lakin is akan fi muka a relationship based on the word of God. Then you will stay. Inta hatagot lano fi haja biyarbutak. في حاجه لكن لو ما في حاجه بيربطك هتمشي هتقول 60 ماشي و60 جاي.
That's true.
And you will never get that happiness. You will not get that happiness. So it is very hard. It is very hard topic, and I'm not an expert on family issues, but I have seen people with kids that are not happy, and they have divorced. They have divorced, and I've seen people who are related to me. Some are friends. They don't have children, but they are living together as wife and husband. They are happy, and they are helping their parents, their families. So it is amazing. But thank you for this great topic. I thank you. I'm not an expert, but I'm just sharing testimonies that I've seen that have touched my life and other people's lives. Thank you.
Okay, before I let you go to say something, let me ask you a question. We don't even check ourselves before marriage. And you mentioned earlier something about, those people, they've been blessed at the church, right?
Yep.
See, a lot of people, they've been blessed at the church, but why they don't have a children? Maja haram, maja be window, walaja be shortcut, but they come in a good way. But only God knows why they don't have a child, or why God did not bless them. Only God knows. Lakin, do you think will not be wise for this generation? Do you think it will be a good idea for this generation to check themselves before even يزوج بعض ولا حاجة زي كده? What do you think?
Personally, in terms of diseases, Amrad, Nano, we are living in the 21st century. And it would be a wise idea to check yourself whether you are going to marry or not. Because for me, as Moses Makir, my health is my first priority, whether I'm single or with a wife. So, but it depends on the people who are involved in a relationship, how they prioritize their health, because there are two different issues there. The health is a different issue, and relationship is a different issue.
True.
Yeah. So, but the health does affect the relation between you and your partner or your wife. So sickness is a separate issue that need to be dealt with in a scientific way. في دكاترة في ناس ربنا داهم حكمة to study medicine and to be doctors, great minds, you see. And but in relationship, alaka is a different thing, but they all affect each other, you see. Health does affect the relationship. I would say that health is a top priority. You need to check your health. This has nothing to do with some of the bad beliefs in the culture. That why do you have to check? You don't even need to wait for the wedding or or marriage, or it doesn't have to be connected with the marriage. It has to be connected with you as a human being living on earth.
Right.
You need to be healthy. You need to be healthy. Even if you are sick of COVID right now, you cannot even socialize with people, let alone kissing people. So this is a different topic, but it does affect the relationship. That's what I can say. But for our families back home, it is very complex. It's very complex in a sense that it's connected with the dowry. Even the family will hide some of the diseases, inherited disease. They don't want those diseases to be known, so that whether Dayamshi or Albida Yarfudo, they cover up some of the diseases. Because as a white but Junub Sudan is connected with the economics, with the materialism.
Exactly.
With economics. I don't believe in dowry. Sorry, my father paid cows. That's why I'm called Makir. But I don't believe in it as a reason why people should love each other and come into relationship. But Taban, Halna Junubian, especially Nilotic or all South Sudanese or Africans, a girl is a bank. Benisba Lena Denka, Beniada bank. A girl is a bank. If you touch her with the gook, you will die now. If you want to die quickly.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes.
Makir, there is something that we have to correct because we are here to learn from each others.
Yep.
As you mentioned that you are Makir because your dad really actually paid the dowry.
Yep.
Which means that you condemn your dad what he already done.
We don't need to drill the debate from it.
No,
itself.
okay.
Yeah, we don't need to drill it. It doesn't mean that.
Okay. Forgive me.
It doesn't mean I did not.
Okay, let me just try to.
I also paid, but I'm not paying it because I believe it.
Yes. Actually, Makir.
Yeah.
Okay. I get your point of view. What I just let me just leave it that way.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to
let me leave it that way, as you just make a good point, and that is how we are here to learn from one another.
Yeah.
And I got your point of view.
Yeah.
And
so what I'm trying to say, but thank you for your clarification, and we are here to learn from each other. As I said, I'm not an expert in marriage things, but I'm sharing testimonies of things that I've seen that are working in my own family, with my relatives and friends. So this is how the society is built. You share what you are seeing, what you are living with others who are going through some of the thing that they think this is the end of the world. It could not be the end of the world if you hear somebody testimony that they've been through this. They've been without kids for years, but they are still happy. They are living good life. And this is how people move ahead. The reason why I brought that is that I was talking about the context of medical tests in Africa. But in the West, we don't have any issue. People can be tested. Even boyfriend and girlfriend can go for a doctor in the West. But I'm going back to South Sudan. Maybe somebody now is listening in South Sudan in this show. It's very difficult because girls are treated as banks. Even Lofi Uyufi Osra, they are hidden. Lofi, some diseases are genetics. You see? أنا قبل ما أقرأ اقتصاد أنا كنت طالب في كلية طب في جامعة خرطوم. So I have a knowledge about some of the diseases, you know. وأنا جيت سبت طب وأنا as an economist. But في أمراض وراثية, things, diseases that need to be treated. Some can be treated as a guide في جنوب Sudan as we are speaking. Some also Mamrat. But they, instead of going to the doctor to be treated, they cover them up. You get them they don't want this thing to be known. They are taboos, they are secrets. Yalla baden lamanas yamshu fi relationship is going to cost all of them in terms of emotional impact, psychological impact, all this mashakil. But if people are upfront and open from the beginning, this thing could be avoided.
Exactly.
You see? That's why I'm bringing this. The reason behind why people are covering things up is not because they are not good people, but it's because their life is connected with the dowry that will come and improve the livelihood with our family can be there also can will there also regardless ayan wala mayan derin be there also be mal. So this is what they have in their mind. But it's not because they are bad people. It's just the economic situation that is posing people. Until you raise your child and you expect something from her. For me, I want to raise my daughter because it is my responsibility as a father to raise her. I don't expect anything from her. But back home there, from my father or my uncles, you raise a daughter, you expect that you will be paid back through dowry. يعني انت ما بتشيل ده بيت بتاعك انا داير اربيه ده عشان ده مسؤوليه بتاعي انا ابوه. It is my responsibility. God has given me this responsibility to raise this child, make her to be an asset for the glory of God. Yes, it's not going to save God in heaven. It's going to save God through people here. So she's going to help a lot of people on earth, but making it as a source of economic income, it has complicated a lot of things. فلما تجي تشوف في مرض في أسرة معين وداير تجيبه فوق بيخرب العلاقة ذاته before you go ahead.
Exactly.
So there's more work to be done in terms of education back home, and not only South Sudan, all Africa, Zeda. All Africa. We are just talking about South Sudan because we have empirical examples that we have seen in our life. For my personal perspective about dowry is different. It's different. But my father, Aras Itne Nasawin. My mom is the second wife. And he paid dowries all. My first brother is called Makur, which means another cow. And I am the firstborn in, number 2. So he was ready to marry, but Lano Indo Afgar, you see. But for me, I'm not ready to do that. Whether I have cows or I don't have cows, I'm happy to settle with my one wife. If it works, I'm happy to settle with one. Lobiga and Margaret to manage it, then that would be a different story. Yes. And I don't expect, but then Laman will have targeted shield bit betai. And I'm there, it is my responsibility to raise up this girl, this baby girl. Because if I don't raise her up, who is going to raise her up? Yani inta there mono irabbe bit betak. Ma inta ulitu lazim tarabiu, and don't expect more than what somebody can offer. So I'm blessed. Also, they don't want cows from me. They want something little. Hallelujah. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
That's right. That's right, brother.
I'm blessed. I know also and also mashallah, they have 7 girls with no boy. So they have a lot of cows. The 5 girls are Rosom Gidam, they are already rich. But it doesn't mean that I cannot do my responsibilities. So what I'm trying to say, big complication back home that we cannot address. But we have to say them. We have to say them. Lo inta fi marat fi osra, you better go to the doctor before the relationship, can go ahead. You see? Lo fi khutura, then you better exit before you involve yourself in a relationship. But then what we don't know in our society is this. الإنسان مجروح بيجرح ناس. A head person head people. يعني أنت شايف مشاكلنا هسه في أسر هنا في diaspora و back home. لما أنت تسيب مرة بدون سبب بيمشي للراجل ده وبيمشي للراجل ده ويجرح ناس. نفس حاجة مرة لما يسيب راجل بدون سبب راجل ده بيجرح أسر كتير. يمشي لمرة ده يجرح وتاني يمشي لمرة ده يجرح يمشي لمرة ده يجرح. You see? Because he has been hurt جراح. لأن إنسان مجروح بيجرح ناس. هسه جزازة كوباي شاي ده كان كسر تعبش بيقطع يدينك. بس لو كوباي كويس ممكن تشربه شاي ما بيعوقك. When you hurt someone in a relationship, you are sending him or her to hurt more people in the society emotionally. And even sometimes it's before the relationship ends, it's become violence. This is why we need to be careful. We need to consider health, but we really need to ask ourselves, why do I want to marry or to get involved in a relationship? Until mamu target, you don't involve. Stay single. Better be a single. Thank you.
True. Thank you. You have something to say?
Yeah, I just trying to a little bit because we are here in this platform for us we learn from one another. Makeri, you're well done. You illustrated. Yes, in detail. And something that we haven't get because of our rich society. Because the rich society don't care about all these things to research and all these things. When we living those we call rich, they pretend to be rich society. That's where we always keen to doing research and all these things. But actually, our society is very rich. That's what we miss a lot of mythology. What I'm trying to reference to my care about marriage. There is some society that when they look the point of view of our society back or our nation as South Sudan or Sudan. So Sudan is where I learned where actually sexual concept exists. When you talk about the point of Doris, some people may describe us we are selling kiss, but that's not the case. The dowry is about they present the values of dignity and respect. When you raise your child and somebody woke up because of your contact and the value that you present from that family, as if I may be wrong, when people trying to get whom they need to connect with, they need to look back at their history background. They don't just get into that family because they got a lot of well or dowry. Is it? Okay.
Yes, I think I don't want us to.
Okay. But I think actually, what I'm trying to clarify here from anyone listening, in the land of Sudan or South Sudan, dowry are not equivalent to selling. It's about it's a gift or just to say thank to the parent. And because we are a sexual society, when they become more, is because the relationship is connected until all extend around. When the person come to say, I need to connect with you, I need your daughter, the uncle will be there and all auntie and self and all that. To show respect to them, they will be able to give them those gifts. That is what they call dowry. And also a value to show the men who come to that family You take something with value. When they go there, they will not just say, "Oh, just find something." That is what I think reflect what connect to the dowry. Dowry is a gift.
I agree with you in some of the points, my brother. Thank you so much. Dowry by itself could be good or bad. It depends on how much people are charging. In the wedding. But let me say this. Why I brought it up is because girls are considered as banks in some tribes in South Sudan. For example, I can give you one example. The most expensive wedding or dowry in South Sudan is the girl from my hometown, from Aliap. I am from Aliap in Yerul.
Okay.
Yerul, Lagos State. I'm from Aliap. The most expensive girl, Alaroso Garib Data Shukta fi Al Jazeera, fi BBC, is from Aliap, 500 cows. Where can these people get 500 cows? I even protested, but we did not manage to stop anything. It went through because this girl was beautiful and very tall. And imagine, can Mama Shajab Jana Zolda Khalil, wife Charistan, while I am okay.
Could I just interrupt you?
Mabra Jolo Abgaro
Yeah. Could I just interrupt you? I think it's a very what I'm just trying to suggest, because actually that's what we call a process of learning. When we're discussing a brainstorm, we find things that are very important. I think this thing is very crucial. If you could reckon to your brother Guy, maybe could bring a topic.
Yeah, Victoria from Canada. I know that's your cousin.
Okay. Yeah, that's what maybe if you could recommend to
Victoria.
If you could just recommend to Guy, and then when he has a time, he can put it as a topic official, and then all of us could come and brainstorm over it. How do you feel? And then we can proceed with.
We talked about it on Tuesday. 2 days ago. We talked about it on Tuesday 2 days ago.
Yeah, we can make it as a different topic. But what I want to say here, thank you, Victoria and Suzanne Ali. Suzanne Ali has mentioned a very good comment there, that sometimes could be God wills. Nothing to do with the Ayan or nothing to do with anything else. Well, I agree with you, Suzanne Ali. Nobody can control God's wills completely. We don't even know.
Yes.
You see? So there are things that we don't know about God's wills and God himself. Because if we know everything about God, then you are God even. So let's put it there. So I agree with you. And my sister, I greet you from Canada. Yes, it was your relative that got married to Nyanaliap at 500 cows. Even gifts, dukan, ado, hadiah, or boda, and all these things. But my question there, I have no power over that because it is happening in the village in Minkaman. But the question is, can Rabbanama adao jana? Gurushda, who cannot be paid back. Yeah, cannot be paid back. So this is the point. That's why I brought it, because it's connected with the kids. So Gurush did the vow, Oman did the vow base, because that girl is very tall, the tallest girl, and beautiful. So that was the idea behind the Said Alaris. Lano Zolda Indo Nasawin Kutar, more than 10. So it was not about Nasawin, it's about Yal Tuwali Jibum. But the question, can Yal be a mafia? What will happen?
Exactly.
You will not get your 500 cows back, and you may have to move ahead to go and get another tall girl. So But I'm not going to talk about his personal. I don't want to bring up his names and all the details. Though I know them, I know them. I know the man and I know the girl. And the girl is from my hometown, my home village. But let's go back to the point. We are learning every year. We South Sudanese. The South Sudanese in 2021 are not like the South Sudanese in 1970s or 1960s or 1980s.
It's true.
Now, the reason is no longer whether dowry is a gift, or it is now becoming in Juba is becoming like a force, a must, a condition. Back home in 60s, when my father used to have these two wives, his two wives, كان زواج ما غالي زي ده. يعني يمكن دفع 50 بقر ولا 30 بقر ولا 20. You see? بعد ما مرة بتوع الأولى مات جاب ولد اسمه ماكور أخوي كبير قام جارس مرة صغير my mother. You see? وسمى ولد بتوع كبير مكير أنا وأخواني تاني في أخواتي. But all this كان ما في competition. There was no competition then like now. Yeah. My father was able to have two wives, you see. But right now, as my brother said, it's no longer based on what you can afford. It's based on what the parent want. انت هسه لو مشيت في جوبا في طلبه في جامعه جوبا في جامعه النيل ممكن يهبط لكن كان بيت بتاع general. Let me tell you, my brother, it will not be based on what you can afford. Okay? It is based on what they want, the standard they want. You have to go to Freedom Hall. You have to go to best hotels. It is no longer like it used to be in 1950s and 60s. It was flexible by then. يعني رزاته كان بمستويات. أنا لو ما عندي أفكار بمشي لأسرة صغير بدوني بقر بدوني مرة based on my capacity. You see? But right now it has changed completely. أنت لو ما عندك you are in trouble. You are in trouble. We need to accept that. That is back home. Here in the West is different. It's different. So I can give other people a chance because this is not my area of expert. But I was just sharing what I'm seeing, the testimonies of others. I'm not expert in marriages. I'm not expert in health, but I know there are stories that I've lived with and I've seen them. People who don't have children at all, but they are happy. One of my best friend now is here, 18 years in a relationship with his wife, and they are very happy. Marade, Ustaz, Urajilde, Bajmandis, very good family. They are all qualified. And my cousin back home is a big lawyer. Marabto, Bardu, Kharija, Fijama. They are all happy. And so I want to encourage anyone, if you have your relative or your friends who are in a relationship and they are happy and they don't have kids, don't tell them, Matugulam Sharis Yakui. Don't do that, you are destroying their families. Kalim you got, because as long they are happy, then leave them alone and don't blame them. Because could be God will, as my sister Susanna Ali said, could be God will that they may not have a child at that time.
Exactly.
And thank you so much. Thank you. I will just listen.
Thank you, Moses. Majak, good to see you, bro. Welcome. How you doing?
كيف أخباركم؟
والله كويسين.
كويسين.
إن شاء الله كويسين.
كلنا كويسين الحمد لله.
الحمد لله. شكرا جزيلا. ربنا يباركم.
امين وربنا يباركك كمان.
يا ده كلام الشباب ديل جايين مسخنين شويه.
ديل مسخنين زي.
That's good. The الشباب الصغار they are understanding what is going on right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm very proud about them, what they're saying, and that's good stuff.
We are coming to learn from you, Majak. جايين نتعلم من ناس كبار.
أيوة.
No, you guys, you get it all. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm very proud about you guys. I'm very proud.
Yeah, لأنه لسه في مشوار طويل قدامنا. We are even worried with the kids. without God's grace, we cannot make it with the kids even in the West. So it's not even, let alone those who don't have kids. So
Exactly.
Right.
thank you.
Right. Okay, Mr. Guy, can you explain a little bit what exactly the point you just your topic today, the point, because I want to go to the point.
I Finas
Because sometimes
Bizoju.
when the speakers they're talking, sometimes they they can bend it a little bit and they can bring it in the topic.
Aye.
So yeah, I just want to talk to the topic.
Okay. A topic about Finas Bizoju will be them 1 to 2 years or maybe more. وما بكون في جنة.
Okay.
وموست اوف ذا تايم لما يكون حاجه ده بيحصل ببليم وومن بيقول ما راجل عنده مشكله ما راجل you know sometimes راجل يمشي برا يفتش to test himself لو سيري كويس ولا
Okay.
المرة دي عنده مشكله and then لو قالوا نمشي let's go to check ourselves راجل بيعبى بيقول no you go ما خليه يمشي برا ولكن راجل 100% I'm okay you know
Yeah.
what can you tell us
Okay. Yeah, هو حاجة ده بيحصل في الدنيا كله ما نحن جنوبين برانا.
mm.
الحاجة ده بيحصل للدنيا كله في every kind of human being. لأن sometimes we blaming يعني كان في حاجة حصل أنت بتقول مرة يا هو مشكلة أنت عندي يا the problem is with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go check yourself, but I'm okay.
Yes.
But you, the man, you need to check yourself too. To ensure you, the man, go there and ensure, make evidence to the women, you okay. And show her the paper from doctor. Yeah, whatever the doctor said to you, that is evidence. So we need to do that. So I think أنهنا جنوبين يعني في ستايل بتاعنا في جنوب زمان ده we need to change a little bit يعني like يعني كان مرة داخل شوية ما جاب جنا انتوا كلكم داير تمشوا في دكتور
تعملوا تشيك اب
امشي كشفوا يا راجل كشف والمرة يكشف يا الدكتور بيطلع result. When he bring result he gonna know ده ايه بتاع مرة عنده مشكلة ولا ايه بتاع راجل عنده مشكلة. So يلا انتوا تتكلموا مع بعض تكون صريحين ما تدوس انفسكم.
ايوه
تقول يا اختي انا عندي مشكلة انا ما بقدر نقول انا مداخل راسي حاليا لكن دكتور who gonna fix it this one or كان مرة انه شوية كده لأن نسوان كتير يعني عملنا شوية كده ودكتور يفix that one. We are for ourselves. So لك يعني ما قاعد يعمل حاجة زي
في مشكلة في النتورك بتاعك
وما تعرف
صوتك بيقطع نتورك كأنه تعبان شوية.
Can you hear me guys?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, هسه قاعدين نسمع جبال بس نتورك كان قاعد يقطع.
Okay, can you hear guys? Okay. يا أنا بقول يعني المرأة والراجل كان في تأخير شوية. If you guys too late a little bit, you guys go to doctor, and doctor gonna find out what is wrong. Is it wrong from you man, or what is wrong from you women? And they're gonna have a solution. They're gonna fix something. ده أنا قاعد أقوله للجنوبين يعني لازم إن إحنا كمان شنو كنا patient. حاجات زي ده few patient يعني you need to to wait a little bit patient. Yeah. Feedback around here.
Okay.
I cannot hear nothing.
Majak?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Gigi have a question for you. Go ahead.
Okay. أنا بقول لشباب بتاعنا جايين هسه في إيريس وعندهم نسوان. يعني can you guys can too late. Can too late for born babies. Just wait. And كشفوا أنفسكم أمشي للدكاترة وشوفوا هو problem من منو.
So when you say wait for how long? 1 year, 2 years?
I think you can wait until 3 years. That was my patient. That's my patient. That's my opinion.
Okay.
You can wait for that. Why not?
For 3 years.
3 years. 3 years. You can wait for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a patient. You need a patient because you love that. It بتحب المرة ده صح؟ والمرة بحبك right؟ بحب الولد ده. Yeah, you need to guys to be a patient. لأنه المشكلة لما نيجي أي family في الدنيا ده عنده مشكلة داخلية. في أمراض وفي حاجات زي ده لكن في patient. You need to be a patient. تمشي للدكاترة تحاولوا تعملوا أي حاجة لما تشوفوا المرض ده عند المرأة ولا عند الراجل. بعدين الدكتور بيعمل لك decide بيعمل لك fix. So yeah, حاجات ده كل ده له patient that is very important thing. لكن ما نعمل discrimination لمرأة ولا ما نعمل discrimination لراجل. يعني راجل ما شغال والمرأة ما شغال ده ما بيجي بيخرب البيت.
Okay.
Yeah, بيخرب البيت.
في سؤال لك لجيجي لام and then we're going to welcome our uncle Gabriel. Gigi Lam, further.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so delighted. You really actually trying to advise Junubins. They can actually go for checkup. But what I'm not getting clear, when you to approach the girl, but I'm not sure what stage that checkup can be carrying, because is it when you approach the girl from the, or when you already married the girl, now in your home, that's where the test, that check can take place. Is it before you married the girl, or after you married the girl, now settle in your family, you carrying that check? Thank you.
Okay, that's question for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I think when you marry your woman, it's not before. I think right now I can agree with him for both sides. You can check before you marry that girl when you want to marry her, or the girl want to marry who she accept you. You guys both sides, you can check your side. You know, you can check two sides. Or when you marry your wife and there no baby coming up, you both sides, you have to go in there in clinic or your family doctor, check yourself and check your wife what is wrong, and doctor is going to tell you the truth who has the problem, and you guys can check it in, and doctor is going to fix it up. There's no problem in there. There's no problem at all. So you guys, both sides, you have to check up to be humble, both sides, women and men, to be humble and check inside, and doctor is going to tell you the result, when they tell you all this stuff, who have problem, you have to continue, take the receipt and go to CBS or whatever and go to clinic, a special clinic, the what is matter from you, and you go there, and I think doctor is gonna fix it. That is
yes.
the question to Azol al Salasa, Ahoy al Salasa. Yeah, that is the question
Yes.
that we supposed to do.
Yes.
But we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it like we're not gonna point the finger. You Maraya, that's you problem, or you man, you problem. No, you guys have to go there and salute and do it peaceful and resolve easily, and go ahead to doctor. If you and man you have problem, follow the doctor Rasid or Bugulation, I don't know how you call it, or you the women follow the doctor what he said, and go ahead, and you guys you have gonna have a baby, or sometime I want to tell you this something. Sometimes women they have problem in their womb. They cannot receive the egg of the man. If they didn't receive the egg of man, you have to go to doctor. They can plan that one, or you the man you can your egg is not working. The man, the doctor can fix that too, to go to the womb of the woman, or sometimes they can take your egg without anything. They can put your egg in your
human don't lay eggs, man.
What?
Human don't lay eggs. We are not. We are not
egg.
We understand he's talking about his sperm. You know, it's okay. English is not our mother tongue, but he's making sense. He's making sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. It's called egg. Yeah, my English is not good, so I'm sorry about that. It's not good, so I'm sorry. You don't understand it. Yeah.
We got your point. We got your point, Majak. But we will understand.
Okay.
Actually, I got your point.
Okay.
But he's trying just to correct you.
I think.
Okay. I think
he's on the track.
Yes.
He's
okay.
On the track.
Okay. I want to get to point. If you the man too, their problem, your egg shoot it like you shoot a gun, the doctor can fix it. All this is going on in the families. It's not our family, South Sudanese alone. Every human kind in whole world, they have that problem. Every man or every woman, they have that problem. So when you cannot shoot the gun, somebody can fix it to you. So yeah, that what is going on right now. So we need to be a patient on that one, and we have to fix it clearly and slowly.
Because of our time, let's give a chance to our Uncle Gabriel. Welcome.
Thank you, Guy. I know. I didn't mean to interrupt you, sorry, brother. I know English is not our first language. I know that I just want to make joke, and you actually going to the point. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
But you put it the right way. That's the egg, instead of his sperm. Brother Guy, what we are talking here is going to happen tomorrow, and it's not. We have a lot to learn. We have a lot to go through it because we've been 100 years behind. When the system changed, we were sleeping. So there's a lot of things to talk about. First, the cultural taboo has to be taken out because it's not helping us scientific wise, okay? And the issue of dowry, you know, I made a comment in the coming generation of referendum generation, this issue is not going to be effective like back in days. We're living in a world of change. And the government also could put in the future, the South Sudan government put some policies. You have control. People government has to control some part of the births. They have to control as a policy, because we also need how much. Right now, we don't know how many people in South Sudan. People estimate that we have like 16 or something less than that million. Okay. Maybe government want to raise the bar a little bit so that we have more people in the workforce. We don't know, but our culture is doomed to change. Okay, because sometimes it's not helping us. Like for example, an issue of marriage. You marry with cow. Cow essentially is economic. We can use. We can put them in economic use. A government can do that too. Okay, we don't need to stick, and the booming education in the goals, it's also going to change. Very big perspective going to change. Instead of you going and marrying the lady like you wish, this time the table will change. The female has to make choice because they are the one, whether they want to go with you or not. They will have a choice in the near future, and that will be granted through the constitution in our country. Because the age limit also be set in the constitution. The age, from what age to be married, the government has a hand to control it too. Because if it is a legal age defined, then this marriage, random marriage we have, is actually a burden to us. Some example, if I married 5, let's say 5, I make it each 4. So roughly I have 20 kids, and to send them to school, I will be a rich person in that nation to send them to school. From the elementary to the high school, I need to pay fees, and then it by itself is going to die anyways. But our people should expect change. Change is going to happen. Like right now, change is sometimes it happens by itself, and then people impose it. Okay, right now, South Sudan, if you date it back to 50s and 70s, you will have a different result, because people today think of something different. We think of how I'm going to benefit to my life first, instead of marrying too many women and producing too many children. I have to think of how to raise them now. You know. That is what I think. لأن الحاجة ده بتغير يعني بتغير براو. Economic condition also is a factor. Economic conditions, schooling of children, raising children, it's not easy. We have seen it here. I'm talking about perspective of we here in the West.
Right.
We cannot think like people back home because there is a lot of pressure we are going through now, and this by itself is sending signal to our people that demographic need to be changed. We don't have to live like way back in 60s. It is actually Stone Age life. Yeah. People just decide on things that is women supposed to be consulted because they are very important factor in our life. And the childbearing or the raising a children has to be changed. Method-wise has to be changed because we have seen now, we who came to Western world, we have faced a lot of problem because we come with this baggage of cultural thing in our mind, knowing that this world cannot take all of us. For example, I'm giving an example. If apartment only take like 3 bedroom, for example, and I have family members of 9 to 10, I will not get a rent because the law says this. Everybody has to have a room or a shaga in both. The obstacle we are seeing it here. and later on it will translate to South Sudan, because South Sudan, the way we left it, it wouldn't be like this forever. Change is coming, and we, the people of South Sudan who live in diaspora, we are actually reflecting it to our people. Say, hey, look, changes is coming. If you're not ready to change, the change will change you, and if the change will change you, will affect you. Okay, let's make some amendment to our life. Let's come out of cultural thing. Cultural thing is not a religious thing. We all are Christians, right? Like this brother Moses reading Bible, right? Okay, اخترنا انه نحن مسيحيين. في مسيح بيقول لنا بس تعرض مره واحد. Okay, then we ask ourselves, are we Christians? Because Bible is telling us you only married mara واحد بس. لو زدت ده كلام ثاني ما كلام the Bible. And many of us South Sudanese نحن نتضايق انه نحن مسيحيين. البايبل بتاعنا بيكون different من بايبل الناس بايبل في الدنيا ده. لانه بايبل بدون guidance, command. In the 10 commandments, whatever, we have to follow to be a real Christian. حتى لو اخترعنا نحن مسلمين برضه في الاسلام تعرسوا اربع ده كمان في قانون وراه. شفتها؟ ما قال 4 طوال تمشي تعرف كده. No, في قانون. You have to qualify first to get it for. Okay? فانا بشوف انه يعني النقاش بتاعك ده نقاش حلو، لكن we are trying to highlight some of the things we went through, and some of us are victim of all these things because our cultures is deemed to be changed because it's not giving us a benefit. Given the South Sudan now, the current situation now, انت لو عندك عيال كتير انت ما بتاكلهم، انت ما بتشيلهم في المدرسه. leave alone cow ده ذاته الابقار ذاته انت ما بكون كتير. يعني if you map the cow areas اللي عند cow ممكن تلقاه في بارغزال for example. لكن some part of Upper Nile, but if not even كتير يعني ما كتير ذات حتى لكده. لو انت مشيت برا في الستينات ابقار كان كتير و our cultures was intact, but now ناس بقى عندهم سمارت فون في كل او الجنوب. ما ده براو change. These are the trends. And the government only, that's why نحن بنشوف انه حكومه في بلد يكون ناس مفكرين in the area of social issues عشان يوري للناس. يعني يجي في التي في يوم كده يتكلم، يوم كده بيتكلم بيعمل orientation للناس directly انه يا جماعه there's something coming. We are not just talking about government bad in South Sudan. Even our cultures is also not good. Our cultures, for example, encourages corruption in the government. If Ana lo Bigid Wazir, I have to make name, right? I have to merit my cousins has to benefit from me. Indirectly, they are doing corruption to South Sudanese, right? But we don't see it. Our cultures also is just bad like government. So we need some trimming. Now we're trimming the culture done. Al-Kwez, يكتب يقول al-Kwez. Al-Makwez غلمس الزوالة.
Yes.
Lano, we cannot live like this forever because change is coming, and this change is like tsunami. Whether I like it or you don't, I don't, it will impose me to do it. Like the condition I laid out.
Yes.
You can't have 10 wives in that situation. You can't. And then the sexual, I'm sorry to say this word because it's a very difficult word to say, but in Inada, we're going to say it because sexual revolution is also coming. Okay, and this also there ناس مفكرين في area ده في جنوب السودان يعمل لغات لناس بيقول يا اخي في حاجه كده كده. حتى كلام انت بقول كلام بتاع if you want to marry you have to go to hospital as an STDs أمراض sexual transmissional diseases. It's also there. الليله لو انا بس I went to هلا وناس عالق عليه الرس ممكن انا عندي شفت هنا انا عملت I transmit this to other people to my partner, and that is not good. So government has to be serious looking into these areas, and when we say government we need institution. That institution they are be able to challenge the cultures because some of the thing we are fighting is also coming from the cultures. Our cultures, sometimes don't remind tolerance, and ده برضه بربى ناس زول قاعد انت بشوف زول كده لكن هو عيان في مخه اقل حاجه بس كبريت وبزال
I got a
طوال.
question for this brother. I got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I don't know where you're from in South Sudan. I know you.
I'm from Upper Nile.
Okay, you're from Upper Nile.
Yes.
Right now in Upper Nile, we have different marriage culture. Some people they pay 500. Some people they pay 300. Some people they pay Gidada. What are you suggesting the marriage in South Sudan? We're talking about marriage in South Sudan right now. So what is suggesting the marriage of South Sudan to be? You need to be united, whole thing, or everybody go, Upper Nile go away, Baragazal go away, their what they wanted, or Katoria go away, what they wanted. So what are you thinking in marriage of South Sudan right now?
Well, your answer should be like this, because South Sudan has a constitution. Constitution is the law of the land. It will come up with all these things together, because some of the things we are saying it will be debated in the national parliament. They will be brought to the national parliament. The people, the lawmakers in the national parliament, they will decide over this. If they see this thing is not good for our society.
You are a citizen of South Sudan. What do you suggest to implement it in South Sudan government or something like that, to post it to the government of South Sudan? They can do the whole marriage in South Sudan one or different. What do you suggest? You are a citizen of South Sudan. You have a voice. You can say, you can invest, you can convict, or you can whatever, you can do it to the South Sudan government.
Like for example, my brother, an early marriage is a disadvantage to children. And if the lawmakers in South Sudan decided that there is a certain age to be married, that will be the law. And if you violate it, you will be punished. Simple. Like here in the West, if you went with underage, you will be punished. That is the law. And we can make it too. Our national lawmakers, they can sit down, and in every section of our tribe, Gabail Tanada indum adat gribat, okay? Marriage da ma bi'addu, lakin lazim يكون في قانون ناس بيعرضوه. ما هو بناء هو إنسان بولد يعني. Whether you pay cows or I pay jidada, بناء هو بنجيب عيال. So there is no difference between you paying cows and I pay jidada. ما كلنا بنجيب عيال. So that is the point of the marriage, okay?
Yeah.
As a normal descendant to this one.
Okay. My suggesting for South Sudan, I want, أنا مواطن في جنوب السودان. And their marriage, you couldn't 10 cow, whatever, whoever pay that or ever pay 500 cow, you pay 10 cow, whole South Sudan. That is my suggestion to a government of South Sudan. Whatever government coming up.
Another thing I find to your question. مشاكل بتاعنا بينه عدم النوار في بيننا. فgovernment of the day في South Sudan ممكن يسائل أرز للقبائل سناس يأرز بعض. The more you intermingle yourself, you will see yourself South Sudanese. وكلام ده بتنتهي، كلام بتاع قبيلية وأمور ده كله بتنتهي. أنا بتلقى عندي كلام في Lake State for example. So it is very hard for me to plan something bad to them because I have blood relationship with them. ده حكومة الواية زي ما نينا قاعدين في البلد ده بيعمل حاجات ده بعملوا في law هنا. There is law, في bylaws and the laws بيعملوا بينفذوا كلام والناس تقعد بالسلام ومرة ذات بيدي power. The law will give women power to choose. Because now نحن generation بتاعنا أمتنا كان ما عندهم choice. Some ذاته they give both. But did you ask إنه marriage ده كان من هي قبله ما معروف. ممكن ده فعلا pressure بتاعت fear group, pressure بتاعت family, all contribute. And that's why we are saying in the modern South Sudanese, today our talk should be, can we amend our cultures? Can we put our cultures into debate so that احنا ممكن نلقى حلول في تعب نينا ماشيين فوق ده. نينا ما تيمنا شوف احسن نينا القاعدين برينا ده. انت بتجي تلقى تشاينيز هنا، تلقى تشاينيز وايشن هم جايين هنا. The moment they in the West they benefit. لان ليه؟ هيبقى منظم في بلدهم. نحن برضه في كلامنا ده انا ما بتكلم ليه انا ولا انت. نحن نتكلم بجنريشن الجاي. حكومه لازم يكون ناس مفكرين في social issues، في حتى في الدكاتره ذاته في بارلمان، في ناشونال بارلمان في ناس دكاتره في بلد انت شفته. الناس اللي قاعدين في البارلمان ده some of them are doctors. when it comes to area بتاع medical هو بيتكلم كلام هو بيعرفه. لما يجي في كلام بتاع مارج ده في ناس lawyers قاعدين هناك بيتكلم بكلام حقوق بتاع child right يتكلموا اول. and then بيخطوا woman right بيخطوا. Instead of us saying that women are getting 25%, who give them this? The money Adam, there should not be a limit that. The woman gathered Kaliku raise that in Sudan, it's okay. Lanu Yomalelen the soup to England time, Minister of Defense. Is he different than anybody else? No, she can do job. Okay? They ugly the man Zarofin cultivated in us that we are seeing ourselves, we are a society of men. But that is going to die, my brother.
You didn't answer my question. What are you suggesting, you by yourself? What are you suggesting to South Sudan? How we gonna do the marriage, the law?
Marriage
to the government. I know the government, the whole of them, they are failing. They are failure government. What do you suggest? Like I said to you,
could I just interject?
Me, Anna Majak, I need every South Sudanese. If you get 10 cows.
May I interrupt you, my brother Majak? I think
no, hold on. Let me wasl kalam. If you get 10 cows, you are allowed to marry that woman. And I know if I agree with you for the ages, if we have 18, for my suggestion, if we have 20 years old, you are allowed to marry, and every man can marry you. But that is me. But you can, American they said is 18, or Canada they said 18, but for me is 20. That is my suggestion. So what do you think? We can push it to government for those government to understand us 10 cow and 20 years you can allow to marry. Are you agree with me? You are
yes, I agree with you. But I think is 20 years is old. Yes. Only 19. When you put 19, 19. I agree with 19.
That's good. I agree with you for that. And 10 cow, you agree? 10 cow, you agree?
Oh, well, 10 cows are kabir. Mungkin ikun kamsa cow bas. Mungkin ikun kamsa bas.
I agree for that. Even I can say it free.
Could I just interject?
Okay. Gigi now and then Moses, yeah.
Could I just interject? Yes, I'm delighted for your kindness to listen to attention and it views. Even say we is like our the topic, could we be specific to follow the topic? And therefore, what we're discussing is very important. Also, we can put into Gailam note, and then Gailam can find a day, and then we can debate onto it. That is what I just trying to talk to. All this change, we got a lot of work to do. Therefore, could we respect the view of the day, plus the view may view us in a different point of view? I just trying to request you and let us be specific on the topic. Thank you. The topic said the conditions If it happens, you marriage with your partner and stay for 1 year without a baby, what are the circumstances? Would you, and therefore, you don't agree to go for checkup, if I may be wrong to follow. So as long as I chose that my partner, I would be there with, I may not be sure, but I would suggest I will stay until God rescue us, because anything that we do is God always, or the nature. But though the test may say I'm negative, I'm the one who have the faulty. What should I do in the first place? What would be the solution? Should she divorce me? Or if our side is negative, should I divorce her? These are things that we're looking into. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gigi Lam. Brother Moses.
Yeah, thank you, Ustaz Lam and all the panelists. I would like to just put in my last comments, but I've already said my perspective. This is a great topic, and we are all learning from each other. And there are other people that have not joined us here. They could even know better than us, but at least we are sharing our ideas. This is the beginning of the discussion or the dialogue. As my brother Jibril said, that we need to open this to discussion. These are issues of culture. In my perspective, the issue of health in the family or kids and dowry, they are all intertwined. They are all interconnected. But yes, dowry issue need, as my brother Deng Malwala said here, that it was discussed on Tuesday. Yes, because one thing lead to another. All these things are interconnected. Yes. I want just to comment on Jibril points. Then I will give other people a chance and exit, and I will call it a day. And I actually enjoy the topic. First of all, my brother Jibril, I thank you for your input in these discussions. I do agree with you definitely in 2 points. First of all, change is imminent. Whether we like it or not, whether in diaspora here or back home, some aspect of our culture are going to be changed or are changing right now. What is culture in my perspective is that culture is 3 things: beliefs, values, and behaviors. All these 3 things. This is the best definition of culture. Culture is values, and some of our values are changing. And culture is beliefs. Some of the beliefs are changing. Culture is behavior. Some of our behaviors are changing. And I agree with you, Jibril, that it is given that the change is coming, whether we like it or not. It is going to happen, and we have faced it here in the West. There is cultural shock, you see. Having said that, the issue that we are discussing is globally, as my brother Majak said. It is happening everywhere. But because for other people, you can just leave your wife or your ex or partner, and that will not be a topic of a discussion in their societies. It is normal. But for us, if Lam leave his wife, or if I leave my wife now, or Jibril, people will be talking about me everywhere. They will say, you are not a good leader, you are not this, you are not successful, you are that. Because our society is still valuing marriage and family as the basic unit of the society. For other people, they even don't care about whether you have kids or whether you are married even in the first place. So let alone to be in a relationship. Some people are happy to be single, and they don't even think of another adult to be with them, let alone kids that will consume their time, that will need care, that will need responsibility. So I agree with you, Jibril. We have to be open and to bring this up in social forums. Most of forums we have are politicals. They don't talk into issues like this. But I thank my brother Guy Lam. You are doing your best. We need more forums like this to discuss these issues in depth. Second, in my perspective, I don't argue based on religion, whether Christianity or Islam. They are all part of the culture, which is belief, what people believe in. And I know Islam has appealed to most of South Sudanese because of this idea of 4 wives. People want to have 4 wives. The same thing in Christianity. If you look in Old Testament, those of King Solomon's and David, they used to have more wives. So in the Bible, it is there. People in the Old Testament, they used to have more wives. So if I'm wrong, you can go and check it. But I believed it is about what you believe in. What culture do you believe? Are you into quantity or quality? Whether quality of a woman, you want equality, one woman, or you want quantity of women, you want many women, many wives. So it depends. Some people want quantity of kids, 10, 20 kids. Some want quality, 1 child, 2 child. Look at Bill Clinton, has only 1 daughter. Look at Obama, has two daughters. And do you think they cannot afford to pay dowry if they go to Africa? The same thing with other rich people in South Sudan and in Africa. They can afford to marry 10 wives, but they have chosen to go for quality, not quantity. So we actually need to look into, if God has blessed you with kids, look for quality of your kids. Raise them up to be responsible kids, to be asset for the society, not liabilities. If God has not given you a child, don't lose hope. That's not the end of the world. Stay in your relationship, and if you want to live in a peaceful manner, without violence, without people fighting each other. This is what I can say as my last comments. And I thank you. I don't have much experience in these relationship things. I've been only in my relationship for 7 years. But there are some who have more experience than me that can help. But personally, I don't blame people who don't have kids, whether a man or a woman, because في عوامل كده خارج human control. There are some factors that are beyond human control. Therefore, it is unnecessary to blame people whether they have kids or not. I do blame people who have kids who don't want to be responsible. And thank you so much. And may God bless everybody. I'm not preaching. Thank you so much. And Anna mind the caller. I'm just a normal believer. And thank you so much.
Agree.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you for that one. If you have a lot of kids and you're not responsible, that is problem.
Yes.
That is problem. That's a good point. You bring it. Second, here the world is changing every day, like what he said. If you need to have 2 kids or 3 kids, you're able to defeat them, like you give them everything, bring those kids. If you're able to bring 7 or 10, and you can give them everything they want, bring them. We are South Sudanese, sometimes we just born babies, tuck, and you're not responsible for it. That is the problem. You make the world worse than the world was better than that.
Yeah.
But when you control it, you bring 2 kids or 3 kids, and you can able to defeat them, bring them whatever you want. That is a good thing. That's the message I want to get to South Sudanese men, especially South Sudanese men.
Thank you.
Don't bring kids and just bring a tuck, and you cannot feed them. And tomorrow you cry, I got a big problem, I got this and this. Don't do that.
Thank you.
If you don't, if you don't want to bring a lot of kids, please put your shrub and put in your shoes. don't bring that one. And we have a lot of doctor go control it. عشان المويه ما يمشي في مجرى. You can do that. You see that what is going on. إنت داير مويه يخش في مجرى والمجرى والحفرة بتاعك ده كبير تقدر تعمل له هنا تقبل لنا هي مجرى كبير عشان تربيهم كلهم. You can survive them, all of them. It's good for you then. It's good.
That's right.
We love kids. We are all South Sudan. We love kids. But the problem in South Sudan, our problem, if you don't have, Majipta don't blame. Just make it easily. Go to doctor, both of you. See what is the problem and check up. Everything going to be all right. براها كده ما في ازعاج ما في طلاق ما في كوراك ما في نيرنيرا ما في كلام كثير براها كده تعملوا وتمشوا الدكتور والدكتور بيشوفكم اللي عنده عيب منه الدكتور بيمشي يشوفه ايزي ما ده له جراز ولا كلام كثير. شكرا جزيلا and thank you and go ahead.
Thank you, brother. Jibril, go ahead, do your final remark because we're going to end the show.
Gaibol, Gailam, you're actually doing a wonderful job. You take a different path. Most of our commentators in the media, they're talking about political things, but you chose to talk about the issues. That is very, very essential because we need change.
Right.
We need our generation. First of all of us born January 1st. That kind of coincidence. This is like coincidence. And today, the people whom I call the referendum generation, they at least in the Sadat bitamela and waladum kullu fi mustasba. Nyongar bitajuba wal buwa wal melkal. Lakin nena we all January 1st kind of coincidence. Kal nino kullu tom waladun fi man wahid. فده الأثر بتاع التهميش اللي عملوا لنا في زمن كنا في السودان. فنحن حاسة بعد ما بقينا عندنا دولة بقينا عندنا مؤسسات البسيط ده people talk about these issues because عشان إنه دولة تكون دولة بتقدم الشعب لازم يوعيه. إذا أنت بتعمل ده وعي كبير إنه ناس بيفهموا أكتر لأنه يا جماعة زمان اجدادنا كان بيعرسوا نسوين كتير ده كان حلال لهم لانه نيتش ذاته كان كويس معهم شفتها. لكن هسه نينا بقينا يا جايبول الجنوب ما زي جنوب زمان. الجنوب بقى في تغيرات حصل والتغيرات ده دير كمان عاقل نينا we have to think when the change come يقولوا نينا جاهزين we can نعمل استقبال للتشينج ده. لكن لو لقانا نحن ما جاهزين خلاص بيشيلنا زي هوا ولا في هذا سونامي. فده ما بكون كويس. last thing I say انه انت شغلك ده شغل مهم شديد. انت قاعد تعمل توعية لناسنا. اما القضية بتاعت انه زول له عرس له مرة ومرة ما ولد هو كان الله عداك ما ولد ذاته مع حسن شفتها. انت you don't need to complain. كان الله عداك وهي ما ولد ده ولا ده ذاته كويس انت تعيش معه بسلام شفتها. لو كمان انت اجتيازت ودير لك واحد ثاني بيجيب لك جنة خلاص عمل اتفاق معه لان ارث بالنهايه ده كلام ده حاجه بتاع نفرين ما بتاع الناس كله. لكن our collective behaviors what killing us is our collective behaviors. Our collective behaviors ان بلان عمل انا بيعمل ده هو بدون مشكله. فده دير قسيل كامل ناس تتكلم. لكن للاسف حكومه القاعده هناك حكومه ده ما لما نقول حكومه ما ناقص ممكن يجيب ناس بقروش في يوغندا في كينيا في اثيوبيا ناس في اريا ذاته انت بتجيبهم جيبوا كمان بيعمل توعيه لناسك. بعد ما انت اتمكنت عندك ناس في الاريا ده بعدها تخليهم يمشي. في الساوث السودان ليه انت بتجيب ناس اللي ما عندهم شغل؟ ما تجيب ناس تيتشرز جيب ناس في اريا بتاع السوشيال ايشوز جيبهم بالقروش بتاعهم.
في دبي
شفتها جيبهم بعد ما تتطور زي دبي. لما تتطور بعد ذاك we don't need to bring garbage ناس اللي ما عنده شغل في جنوب السودان. نجيب ناس اساسا ده بيقولوا mind draining. Mind draining ده that's what happened. امريكا جوه في الكلام ده، بيجيب اي ناس بروفيسور كويس في بلد ثاني بيجيبوا هنا بيدوا قروش احسن قروش بيشتغل هنا.
ايوه
بكره بينكر نفسه هو ذا امريكاني contributing to society. Ours should do the same. Our people should do the same. بيجيبوا ناس لا ده اريا اللي بيقتلنا ده الاريا اللي عمل لنا مشكله. يوم الليله انا جبريل ده لو ما عندي انا بتاع مريسه في جوبا بفكر يارس لي بيت. شفت الظروف بتاعي وين وانا داير نارس. انا ذاته بنفسي انا داير سالفيشن انقاذها وبفكر اني ارز لي مره شفتها. فدي كلل في المجتمع بتاعنا داير له شغل جامد. بعد ما الناس تنتهي من قضيه بتاع انه اكو مكيري ما كويس ثاني الناس بتجي بمال السوشيال ده. لان is a mess. It's a mess really. It's a mess. And people have to bring expert clean up this mess because you need a TV كامل زي حقك ده. انا كان بتمنى يكون في جوبا عشان يكون دايركت للناس تعمل باي لغه باللغات الثانيه ده. الليله ممكن تطلع باللغه نور تجيب لك ناس زي ده تتكلم لغه نور بكره لغه دينكا بدور كمان بتاع قبائل الست بور ترايب ده. عشان معلومه ده بتمثل لناس دايركتلي. شوف قرن الماده زمان لما بدا يعملوا ليبريشن هو ترجمه باللغات بتاعنا البسيط ده عشان الناس تفهم ناس بتاع البلد ده يفهم ويجيوا توالي. كذلك نحن لو دايرين نعمل تغيير في الحياه بتاعنا تكون كويس ما بغالبنا نحن نتكلم باللهجات بلسان البسيط ده. ناس لازم يفهموا انه ده مضر ونحن مو عاملين دور للناس ده. يقول يا اخي ارتاح نزين كده مضر عليك. انت داير عيالك تقرا تخش جامعات انت داير عيالك بكره يجي ينقصوك شفتها. فانت ارث ده خليه شويه ما كويس. ان احنا نمشي لهلات في كنايس في المسجد نتكلم مع ناس في ميدان تحرية ذاته نجيب يوم كده يوم بتاع كالتشرال شو والناس تجي تتكلم عن حاجات ده. يا جماعه حاجه ده مدر كده زي زمان. طبعا اسفل عمل بقوه في زمان السلوك هنا ده بيعمل بقوه ما تعمل بقوه انت ما بدك ناس عنه قولوا يا اخي حاجه ده مدر ما كويس. نحن ناس السلوك ده بننتهي ده بكون في ميوزيوم بس يوم من ما لكن هسه ده بنتهي is dying out. so حتى سنون اللي بيشيل برضه نحن نقول للناس الكلام ده زمن تو انتهى في اجدادنا ما كويس هسه. فعشان نخليك زمن والزمن ماشي انا بس برجع منك انت بتعمل شغل كويس. اتليست يكون عندك واحده قاعد معك جنبك لما زمن واحده كده واحده مره يجي يقعد معك انت تحلل اللي سوى معه. عشان هو بيديك برسبكتيف بتاع مره وانت هنا انت بتتكلم برسبكتيف بتاع اننا رجال. بعد ده الشغل بتاعنا بتمشي كويس. يوم من ايام انت تكون زول قبل كده مشكور انه يا اخي زول ده كان بيتكلم عن الكلام ده في السوشيال ميديا ناو بي حاجه كده وكلامك ده ما بجري زول ده كلام بيجيب 64 ترايب بلاس كله. لان انت ما قاعد تتكلم عن سياسه انت ما قاعد تنبذ ناس انت قاعد تعمل وعي للناس يا جماعه يس عملنا هنا لكن هنا جربناه ما كويس. لما انسان ده جاب مراي انسان الهسه الكواجه ده هو جاب مراي زمان من كان قاعدين بكيبس they were living in caves يعني ما تكون شوايه ده كده في الاحداث بتاعنا نينا كان اقوى منهم. هم كان قاعدين في caves they developed themselves to this level. we can do this too. we can do this لو عندنا ناس مفكرين يا جماعه ما بتعلن نينا وجبنا ايرس حتى ايرس بتاع بنات صغار ده بيت في عمره 16 و17 لسه في جامعه ما يهرسوا خليه يقرا لان الغرايب بتاعه ممكن تكون دكتور ممكن تكون مهندس كبير ممكن تكون حاجه كويسه علينا. شفت كلامنا ما بقوه لكن شنو حكومه
20 years ممكن يعرفوا
يا فانا بجيب من هنا اديك فرصه. ثانك يو سو ماتش.
شكرا جزيلا.
يا ثانك يو سو ماتش.
ان شاء الله
يا انا داير اعمل كونكلود اخر كده يا اخ جبريل. شكرا جزيلا man. I appreciate you and you did a good job today.
تمام.
كفا أننا كلنا في topic بتاعنا اتفقنا في topic كلنا. so ده حاجة كويس جدا. أننا داير بس بنات جنوب السودان ما يعرفون بدري ده أي جنوب بيتفق معك.
أيوة.
ممكن يعرفوا 19 لفوق. لكن أننا داير قانون بتاع جنوب السودان we have a citizen, we are a citizen, we need to push it to the Qanun, for parliament as in Sudan. We need to push that one thing to be happen. And then Junubin and then Mortinin, we have door. We have to push something to parliament. Hey, we don't need this. We need Nyan Kanabutia Ashirin Sana. Yeah, but Yagarun Tero. Yeah, Anamar Bugulu Benwer.
Yeah, Jandaro.
20. Jandaro, right?
Jandaro.
Yeah, and then there Kalamda, we push it. We need to push this one. We are a citizen of South Sudan. Every Gabila, we need to push this one to parliament. Bit Yarasube 20 years or 19 years or 18 years. We need to be agreed for that parliament. If somebody do that before that age, you have to get consequences, like American or Australia or Canada. You have to get that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, we
need
that one. That is all. Ama the white the ma ita topic tagau very yeah. Jibril Hugal Haja. Wana kuta gide gabla kida. Ita always you bring the topic sensitive and very good topic. That's what I appreciate you. And always that's why I come to your topic all the time. That's why I come to your show, because I like all your show when you bring it up. I like the families and the basis of the human being start. That's what your topic always you doing it. So that's what I like it, and I appreciate you. And then I want to say something about all of my brother. This thing, we not complain about government. Government, they don't know about those stuff. Every area you need to have solution. You need to have law. Like you guys, where you live on it right now, you have a constitution. It's different than where I live. Even you in America or Australia, we have different, but the whole goal is the same. We need to do that too. Whether you in Rumbek, whether you in Bantu, whether you in Juba, whether you in whatever, we need to have common sense to provide all these men go to marry the women earlier, like the little girl. You don't need to do that. We know
that will be another topic.
Yeah, we don't need to sell our children.
So let's focus on that. Now I have 3 minutes left. Maybe we can continue, inshallah, next Tuesday. I will give you more chance.
Okay. Yeah. What I'm going to say. Okay. My point here, we need to stop that. And what I'm concerning about all the time in South Sudan, we need to make a raise like one salary for marriage in South Sudan, the whole thing. Every South Sudan, he married by Gidada or by Kodru or by cow or by goat or by sheep or whatever. We need to make one thing.
This is not the topic, Majak. This is not the topic you're talking about today.
Yeah, I know it's not a topic. That is my opinion. I try to do some stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, brother.
I know it's not a topic. I know it's not a topic, but sometimes I have to go out a little bit. Yeah, I'm very sick about it. That's what I'm talking about it every day. I'm very sick about it because ya guy لما تمشي مهلتان تمشي يارسوك يمشي يارسوك بتاعك ولا بينا ب 500 بقر. I'm very sick about this.
Yeah, that's too much.
What about the guy he married by Jidad? Where are we going to get the 500 cow? I'm very sick about this.
Thank you, brother. Because of my time,
we are South Sudanese. We need to be together.
We will talk more about it, inshallah, next topic because of the time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Brother. God bless you.
All right. Bye.
That's Brother Majak. He really mentioned very important things that we need to talk about. With that being said, thank you all for your time and efforts. Please go ahead, share it with your friends and family. If you came in late, feel free to go back and review what we talked about all day on all. So basically, it's like all day. But uh, some people said, let's not rush. 3 years, wait 3 years with your spouse, with your husband, and see what God will do in your marriage. If you waited 6 months and nothing happened, give it another 6 months, nothing happened. Go ahead for 36 months. Maybe God will bless you. But don't rush and say, you know what, let's not continue pointing that, it is you, wife, it's you that's causing a problem. It is you that have a problem. No, that will not take us anywhere. Uh, Rather, we supposed to be believers and we supposed to believe in God that God will do wonders. It just we must believe in Him. Children are gift from Almighty God. And if children are gift, then you should receive your gift when God say it is a time for you to receive it. And if you waited 3 years, nothing happened, then within the 3 years, humble yourself and try to seek for help. In other words, go to a doctor and see maybe it is you that have a problem as men or it is you as female that have a problem. Most likely, maybe it's a small thing and it could be fixed. But it will never be fixed if you do not humble yourself. Some people have children, but they're not even responsible to raise them. Some people are blessed with good wife, but they can't produce children. Like the example that our brother mentioned earlier, that there's couple that love themselves for 18 years with no child, but they refuse, they have the covenants, they refuse to cheat or to look outside or to try to discover who follows it. They rather believe and they live a happy marriage, even though there is no child involved. Of course, they will pressure the wife and they will also pressure the husband that you must do something. You must go and look for another wife, or at least go outside and try whether you will succeed to have a child. But guess what? This is considered adultery. And if it's adultery, you are not going to be forgiven for that, right? So seek God first and try to believe in Him. Sometimes things happen for reasons, and let's search for a reason why all these things happen, right? Sometimes God wants to test you and see how faithful are you. Maybe He will give you 2 years with no child, 3 years with no child, 4 years with no child, 5 years with no child, and see both of you guys who is really going to be faithful and humble and who is going to be patient. The word say that good thing happen for those people who are waited patiently. So whenever you wait patiently, guess what? Good thing will happen to you. If the children will bring joys to the family, then we are not supposed to have divorce in our community. If children or if kids or when God bless you with the children and you will rejoice and say, thank you, Jehovah, for giving me children. If that's the case, then we were not supposed to have the spirit of divorce. It's not supposed to happen in our society or in our community. Right? Rather, some people they live a happily marriage even though they have no children involved. Right? So kids are a gift from Almighty God. Even if you do your best, but still, He is the one that have a final say. Yes, I will bless you in 2025 in this month. So God time is the best time, regardless of what. So wait for your time. When God says yes, nobody can say no. We live in a world that is full with temptations. We live in a world that there's no mercy. People will be people. People will talk. Whether you do good, you do bad, people will talk. But if you focus on what people are saying, if you focus on people, then guess what? You're ruining your life. You're ruining your marriage. You're destroying your marriage. People will talk whether you do good or you do bad. So it is in your mindset either to believe them and to accept the allegations and rumors that are coming from our side, or either to accept Almighty God and seek what God's going to open for you. So children are a gift, and everyone deserves to be happy, either with a child or without the kids. All of us deserve a second chance. But through our humbleness, through our prayers, believe me, God time is the best time. Please think about it. Think about it for a second. Moving around, it is not a solution. So both of us have to think for better future. Let's think what need to be done. Let all think. Let's not assume it is my fault, is it my wife's fault, that's why we don't have children. No. Let's not try to attack one another and call names toward one another. What are you going to gain when you call yourself or call your partner with names? What are you going to gain? Nothing. Therefore, I urge that let it be a new beginning for all of us. Let's try to open our minds and think positively. Of course, my brother Moses, for sure, people will never stop talking about it. People will remain people. People will still be people. They will never stop talking and accusing whose fault is that. As long as you guys together, they will never stop talking about you. And every time when they see you in the community or the party, don't be surprised when you see a strange look from the people that you love, people that you trust. Don't be surprised when you see people are talking about you and whispering about you. It is normal. Maybe it's what God wants to test you. Are you going to give up? Or are you going to continue fighting until when the time comes and until when to see when God will bless you? Everyone is a blessed. We are all born with the blessing. All of us, we are blessed. But the problem is people are not patient when it comes to receiving their blessing. Because we all bless in a different timing. Your time different than my time. Some people, when they get married, God bless them in the first day when they get married. Some people, they wait 2 years. Some people, they wait 3 months, 4 months. God's time is the best time. Don't assume that, and don't be jealous like why so and so have a child when they get married and I'm still have nothing. Don't ever compare yourself with other people. You are unique, you are special, and God loves you, regardless of if you have a child or you don't. We come to the end of our show. In the end, that I want to tell you that God time is the best time. Let's all be patient. Remember, God loves you. And remember, things happen for reasons. Why? It's not for you to answer it. Let Him alone answer these questions. Thank you all. Share it with friends and family until we meet again on Tuesday with a different topic. God bless you. Shalom, shalom. And I will see you soon by the grace of Almighty God. And happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. Bless.